Hello everybody, welcome back to iChemy Gaming. We're still working on Worldwide Rush, our African start. As you can see, we're getting pretty full here. We got all kinds of goodness, especially Africa, because we started there, so that makes sense. We're going to just let this thing play and see if we can keep up. Let's go into Kamazi. And actually, let's pause for a second. Let's just investigate this. So it's in Ghana. It's at almost level 15. So just, or actually, I think maybe it's about to hit 16 if it hits that. So right here we have all our travelers. So indirect capacity here. So this is where they're coming from. That would add up to this 502. And then down below is where they're going to. So where they're coming from, where they're going to. Then here, all right, let's get rid of that. There we go. Now here you can see all your vehicles that are transferring passengers and your routes down here. If you have a ton, it goes even below that. Okay, back to Kamaz. We lost it for a second. So here's our balance. We're making 11 million a month. Efficiency is 36%, so not that great really. 1,100 passengers. Our balance so far we're losing a bit, but it's right at the beginning of the month. But last month we made 31 million here. And so then we can go into our expansion area. We have a fuel depot. So that's going to save on fuel. Now, the other things we could do is do a hotel. That increases indirect capacity in the city by the looks of it. Does it say how much? Yeah, 100%. We could do a marketing agency, which makes more people go through, more demand from the city going out somewhere else. We could do a support center, which increases trust. Or we could do a wholesale vehicle broker, and that increases the inventory once you run out, so you can get extra stuff. So I think we'll go with hotel for the time being, and let's do marketing agency. How about that? So vehicles, we have 14 to 24. There's our bank balance. Now there is a way to upgrade these too, I believe. I'm pretty sure you can. Can build rails. Okay, so I could let him build rails. Yeah, I'll do that. I didn't realize that was toggled off. Okay, that's good to know. So control how manager uses funds. So we can do this. Budget, payout. So there's definitely some things you can get into here. I think we'll leave everything else there. And we'll just let it be. So let's go back. We'll put this on play. So to Porto Novo has a direct path. Let's see. Oh, we have really bad vehicles, as seems like we always do, honestly. So then Tessalique, Santiago del Cuba has a direct path. Oh, but that's a really bad path. It's like a boat, so that's not the greatest. Okay, Tessalique wants to go Santiago del Cuba. Let's go with an airplane here. What's the first plane? Stratus 132. You got it. Done. Stavropol. Let's go ahead and build a hub and have our manager. So he wants to go to Krasnodar and make it up. So we can definitely do that. Let's go to Krasnodar. I'd say we can build a bus line. We'll go Halti. And let's see. 1, 2. We'll go 3 buses. So then Stavropol wants to go to My Cup. And this one, it doesn't need to build roads at all because the road's right there. We'll go 2 buses on that. Now Pretoria is overcrowded. They want to go to Santiago del Cuba. Let's buy 2. I have a feeling maybe a lot of passengers are going through there indirectly. So Kamazi is still having the problem getting the Porto Novo. Let's go ahead and... So the AR500 was where we were at. Let's do the A29 Clipper. That can carry just a few more people. And then Silhet is having a problem getting people to Thimphu. And okay, that's exactly why right there. And no, we don't want the TN. I'm gonna go with the Halti. And let's do another one Okay, that's fine. Then Kadoma wants to go to Iquitos. So Kadoma is there to Iquitos. And in fact, let's just type this in because we've got quite the list of countries now. So it's going to need one of the biggest planes. We could go with, let's go with the Stratus 420. How about that? It holds a few more passengers. Sylhet is decent everywhere else, but these guys are all indirect. So in theory, you could, like if you really wanted to get on the ball, you could easily go into each one of your hubs and just pick random places and put a direct path. Like, let's do that. Sylhet, let's go to St. Louis or Port Louis. Sorry, what in the world was I thinking? There. See, we could go in here. Let's put a Stratus. And that will help with that. See, we could go to Dodoma, for instance, doesn't have a straight up path. We could go in there, put another, say, a cloud surfer on that. Where else does Sylhet need to get to? I mean, they're not backing up, but it'd be nice. Georgetown. Okay, so we could go Sylhet to Georgetown. That one's pretty close. So let's go with the Clipper there. And let's go 2 of them. And Thimphu is still not doing great. Let's buy another one. Maybe I need to go like... wonder if we could go a train. Something about trains, I actually kind of like them better in a way. There, we'll put 2 trains down. Now, see, the train thing made a difference for sure. We could go to... I thought I seen Gitega in there somewhere. There. We could go Stratus there. So now we have... see, Gitega's direct, Dodoma's direct, Georgetown's direct. See if we can get up here a little bit. Port Louis direct. Victoria is not direct. So let's add that in. Sylhet to Victoria. Now at this point, you're almost better off just putting in the words, like typing in the letters to get the name of the place. So we'll leave that be. Kagoshima, Kumamoto. So Kagoshima, Kumamoto, no direct path. So Kagoshima, Kumamoto. Let's make a train here. There we go. Wow, that just got very busy all of a sudden. So Perth, we'll give them, and we'll let this guy do rails if he wants. Sure, why not? So Perth wants to go to Karatha. And let's go with the A500. And then Perth also wants to go to Bandar Seri Begawan. And let's go with the A900, and we'll go 2 of them. Now back here, okay, Mabea wants to fulfill demand. Djibouti is not backing up a ton, but it apparently wants to get better percentage. These are all kind of for bonuses. Okay, Maradi is overcrowded. Batembang. So they do have a plane. We probably should throw another one in. Okay, that worked. Kenema wants to go to Nzerikore. And if we just upgrade these to Halties, that should probably do it. Now, the other thing we could do here is... we could kind of come down here where it's not... I wouldn't call it a straight line, mind you, but it's, you know, something we can put a rail on. And let's create that. There are no railroads between... oh, there must be one left. There we go. So put lots of rail on there, and maybe that'll help things out. So Kenema, Nzerikore. So we do have trains there. Munich wants to go to Vienna. this guy right here needs to be upgraded. Oops, actually, I did that wrong. I clicked on the wrong button completely. I wanted to upgrade and I just kept adding more buses. So don't do that. So what else does Munich need? Got Vienna. Krasnodar wants to have a direct line. Okay, we can do that. So Krasnodar, 2000. Let's go with the, oops, wrong thing. A500 is what I wanted. Munich, Brazzaville. Okay, so wants to go to Brazzaville. Sure, we can do that. Brazzaville. That's a bit of a longer one. Let's go Cloud Surfer for that guy. And where else does Munich want to go? Gitega, Bamenda. Okay, we can go to Bamenda. And let's go with the Cloud Surfer for that guy too. Now, new cities available in Atlanta. We can put manager down here. We'll let him build rails. So Atlanta wants to go to Greenville. Makes sense. Let's put a halty on this. Where is our halty? Okay, it's way up here. Build road, sure. I assume it wants to go to probably Columbia. No, Tampa. Okay. We can do that. Tampa's a little bit farther, but we'll put a few buses down and let it build that road. Great. There we go. So Lecce wants to go to Batumi and doesn't have a direct path. So Batumi, 1900. I'd say we want our 500 to be sort of the floor at this point. We'll try not to put anything less than that. So Lecce to Gitega is the indirect. All right, let's see if we can add that in. 5,000. Let's see. What's our lowest? Plain Stratus. Sure, we can do that. Now, Lecce also wants to go to Dodoma. Okay. We can do that. So you can see you can spend a lot of time just doing this. Adding in different cities and whatnot. And they're not like overcrowded, but it's something you can see where the demand is there. Port Louise, quite far away. That's going to require a pretty beefy plane. Where else does Lecce need to go to? Batumi, I got. Maizuru, got. Harare. Okay. Lecce wants to go to Harare. Also going to require something pretty decent, I'd say. Kenema's still overcrowded. Nazera Kore. And it's got lots of halties. You know, maybe we could just have a train line just directly between those two. Let's try that. Yeah, that'll take care of it. See, rail seems to work pretty decent, actually. The other thing we could do maybe means we're down here looking is put a rail line between these two. That may help. Kumasi has rail line. Okay, see, Lomé has this thing here. That means that we need to upgrade and add in more. We'll put a fuel depot. And we need a hotel for that extra indirect capacity. And it looks like we can actually upgrade it here, I believe. Yeah, see, it's level 4. Now, marketing will do. And you can actually upgrade that too. And we'll let this guy put rails in if he wants to. Digne-les-Bains. This is in southern France. Digne-les-Bains. So it wants to go to Marseille first and then Monaco. Okay, we'll put a halty in here. It should be up a little bit. There we go. Build our road. Then it also wants to go to Monaco. And we'll see if we can do halty again. Oh, I don't like that. Let's do rail. See if our rail would be. No, it's still doing something weird. Okay, well let's build rail this way. All right, London is overcrowded now. We're starting to run a little low on money. Has a direct path to Charlotte. Oh, these are just simply not good enough, these airplanes. Let's go. What did I say was going to be the, yeah, 500. There. Oops, I bought a clipper by mistake, but that's okay. Does London need to get anywhere else? Not necessarily. Skoji wants to go to Plovdiv. It has one halty anyways. So we'll bump up all our halties. London's overcrowded. Wants to go to Gaborone. Okay, perfect. We can do that. See it in there. Perfect. So that will require a pretty good plane, 990 XL. Jaffna's overcrowded. Let's go to Batambang. And we could probably do a 500 on that. And for some reason, I don't see it anywhere because I'm blind, clearly. There we are. I guess I went by it a few times. Boom. Going to Eves. Wants to go to Santo Domingo. So going to Eves is there. Santo Domingo. Let us put a train on that. How about that? Trains are not the cheapest, but they do move people relatively well. So Plovdiv, I think I already dealt with that, right? Barry, Podgorica, they have a direct path. Tirana, Benghazi, Batumi, Bangul. Okay, so Skoji to Bangul. B-A-N. Bangui, or Bangui, I guess it was, not Bangul. We'll put a 900 on that. There we go. Now, Subulusam. Did we... Okay, so we did have that there. So once we go to Medan and Gitega, probably going to be quite expensive. So to Medan, I'd say we can go with the Halti. It's already got a road. And then it wants to go to Gitega, which is going to be a decent flight. Let's see. We need a cloud surfer. New cities available in Turpan. All right, we can add that in. So we're back in China now. We'll let him build rails if he wants. So Turpan wants to get to Kui, pretty close by. We'll throw a halty on that. There we go. Now Turpan also wants to go to Shihazi. Put a halty there. Great. Have a couple halties going. Now, this could be something that eventually we could build like a rail line here. Torshvan is overcrowded. Ouagadougou. We can do that. Probably going to be quite expensive. Yeah. So a Stratus Cloud Surfer. We'll put that down. Hoffin wants to go to Mbabane. It has like 4 different paths to get there. Mbabane. MB. There we go. And it's going to need this guy here. And we are getting dangerously close to no money. See, Hoffman is where Iceland. So we don't even have Rejakovic there yet. Does Hoffman need to get anywhere else? Santiago del Cuba. It kind of needs to go there. And that's also going to be an expensive one. We could go Stratus Cloud Surfer. What else can Hoffman do? Mazuru. Is that in my list? It is way down here. And going to require something we don't have the money to pay for. Okay, so we can't do anything about that. We'll just have to wait and see. Now, Plovdiv. This guy. Maybe this one we could, let's see, let's get rid of this. The Plovdiv. We could probably put a train here. Build rail. Great. And then if we put another one, that should get some traffic going that way. And these we can't really do a ton about. Abuja, Marathi to Abuja. Okay, well, we could upgrade these. Maybe. Let's go with the Clipper. So that's a decent upgrade. Torshaven. Let's go to Missouri. There's really nothing we can do about that. It's just gonna simply take too long of an airplane because it's way up there. So we'll see how we did there. We're getting a little low on money, so we may as well bump this up, get us to the end of the month, just to have an idea how things went here. I don't really know if it's kind of like a game like SimCity or Sims or whatever, where you kind of don't really win by the looks of it. You just sort of keep playing till I guess you just kind of give up or whatever, or it looks the way you want it to. So there was a new city that was opened up there, and I didn't get to do it quick enough to know where it is. So I guess I'll have to wait till they're overcrowded. So this line to Missouri, we'll throw down our big, super expensive plane there. And then we can get rid of that. Subsulim is overcrowded. Padang, Sidiampian. Okay. Subsudian to Padang, Siampian. Let's put our rail there. And then Quito's overcrowded. It wants to go to Medellin. Has a direct path. Okay, yeah. So the planes just aren't good enough. That's okay. So we'll go to 500. We'll upgrade that considerably. Jaffna wants to go to Medan, which... Okay, let's do a whole different path here. Medan. And let's go with 500. So I think the boats just simply ain't good enough. But Vagnagar wants to go to Surat. Has a direct path. But just not good enough. So we'll add in, let's see, buy a couple more halties. There we go. And then where are we? Hoffman is overcrowded. Wants to go to Missouri. Hoffman to Missouri. And that'll take probably one of our longer airplanes. There we go. Kenema's overcrowded. Wants to go to Georgetown. And so we're just going to need another one. I had one, but I guess it's too busy. Cape Coral wants to go to Panama. It doesn't have a direct path. So Panama, right there. Let's put 500 on that and a couple of them. Kavad is overcrowded. They want to get the Georgetown from Kavad. So Georgetown. So let's go with the Cloud Surfer. And let's go to Volgorod. Wants to go to Donetsk. Yerevan. So Yerevan has a direct path. Okay, so just simply wasn't a good enough airplane. Let's bump that up to something better. There we go. We'll get a couple of them going. Newcastle upon Tyne. Okay, so back in England, or the United Kingdom, I guess you could call it. We'll let them build rails. So it wants to go to Leeds. And then it also wants to go to Barcelona. And so, okay, we'll do their halty. And then Newcastle upon Tyne to Barcelona. And we'll put 500 on that. A couple of them. So Missouri is overcrowded. Wants to go to Iquitos. Missouri to Iquitos. That's going to be a very long flight. We'll go with Aramera. Now Novoruski wants to go to Samsung. Has a direct path. Okay, we'll just upgrade our buses. See if that works. Actually, whoa, that's... No. I didn't realize they're going all the way around the water. Yeah, that's not good. There we go. Let's just do airplanes there. Now Mabea wants to go to Iquitos. So add that in. A lot of people seem to want to go to Iquitos lately. Put a sky dancer on that. Surat wants to go to Mumbai. And we can upgrade our buses to Halties. There is a train running there too. Taranto wants to go to Dar es Salaam. And it's got just a bus. So let's do this better. There, let's get it something good here. The Cloud Surfer. And put 2 of them down. Nuku Alofa is overcrowded. It wants to go to Iquitos also. Wow, everyone wants to go to Iquitos for some reason. 11,000. Let's go with the Sky Dancer. Ljubljana wants to go to Vienna. Has a direct path. And someone downgraded all my buses. If I can find them in my list. Every once in a while it kind of glitches and he gets some weird kind of flashing or whatever. Pretoria's overcrowded. Wants to go to Santiago del Cuba. So let's add another vehicle in. Anywhere else they want to go? To Brazzaville. Okay, let's do that. It means we're here. Brazzaville. We can probably do the 500 on that. There we go. Where else Pretoria want to go? Santiago del Cuba, it's sitting fine. Antananarivo. Okay, A-N-T. Okay, there we go. We can do 500 on that too. Throw a couple of them down. Kvad is overcrowded. It needs to get to Port Louis. Oops. Let's do that. So Kvad to Port Louis. Pretty far away. We'll go with the Aeромero 990XL. Lome is overcrowded. Okay, it's having a hard time getting the Calabar. Let's, even though we have a bus situation, let's do this by plane. Let's go to the 500. There we go. Marathi wants to go to Batambang. Backing up a little bit, so let's throw another plane down. And where else Marathi wants to go? Sao Tome isn't the best either. Let's upgrade them to 500s. That may help. Marathi, where else? Puebla. That's got to be pretty far. Puebla. Oh yeah, it definitely is. Sky Dancer, we'll do that. Now Lida wants to go to Miami. Lida to Miami. And we could put a Cloud Surfer on that guy. Barcelona is neat. Actually, it's getting overcrowded. So let's put a fuel depot in first, then a hotel. And let's bump up the hotel. There we go. It's up to 4% now, so it's got lots of room. Lome still overcrowded to Calabar. Let's see. Maybe we need another plane. There we go. Planes are making money, so. Lai wants to go to Port Hedland. Has a direct path. Oh, okay. It's because of the boat thing. Port Hedland. Let's see. We go with the 500. There we go. New city that is really tough to pronounce in Myanmar. And this new city wants to go to probably Mandalay. Okay, Mandalay. So we can put a halty on that. Build a road. Now, where else does this new city want to go? Probably Chiang Mai? Nope, Thimphu. Okay, that's a little bit further away. So let's go with the 500. Which is somewhere in this list. Where are you? There it is. Okay, Antofagasta wants to go to Quito, has a direct path. So we just simply need a few more airplanes, that's all. There we go. Now, Nanded. Okay, this is the city that was added a while ago and I didn't see it. Okay, Nanded needs to go to Mumbai and Bhavnagar. So, Mumbai. I say we do that with the AR-500. Click on that. Have 3 of those. It also wants to go to Bhavnagar. And we'll probably do this one by... No, not Halti. That would be a long ride. We'll do this by airplane as well. There we go. Now what we could do is go to Bede and Ahmednagar. And we'll make it rail. Create. That's fine. There will be eventually. So Yiwu wants to go to Bull, has a direct path. Okay, just not good enough. Let's bump this up to the 500. And let's add another 500 in. Now Yiwu, Ying, Kajula. There is an indirect path, but let's just do it directly. From an airplane, 500, Air Mera. There. Now Bucharest is overcrowded. They're trying to get to Plovdiv. And let's see, what do we got going on? Got some buses that ain't quite maxed out. So we'll do that first. Recife. It's almost like we didn't do anything here. Or they got rid of their path, one or the other. So they want to go to Yao Pessoa. And we just sort of went glitchy there for a bit. So there they are. Yao Pessoa. They want to go Maceo. We could go Halti on that as well. There is a bus running, or a train running, so it's kind of odd. St. Ignatius de Velasco. We could do that just by airplane, and that could be an A500. Put a couple of them down. Tallahassee. It's overcrowded. Not sure what's going on there. We'll let it build rail. Somehow it's just gotten rid of everything, I guess. Jacksonville. We already have rail. Let's throw one down. And then Tallahassee also wants to get to Charlotte. And let's do a 500 on this guy. We'll go by air. So Tallahassee, Miami. Yeah, we can do that. So Tallahassee to Miami. And we'll do this by rail as well. There we go. Now, Shahrizabad wants to go to Ashgabat. And we're going to have to upgrade these. They're just not quite good enough. Now, anywhere else they need to go to? Zanjan. By vehicle. There, we'll add a third one there. Unshabe looks like it's overcrowded. We can build a fuel depot. We'll build a hotel. And we'll go marketing agency. How about that? We'll upgrade those. New cities available in Poland. Wrocław, maybe? That's how you say that? Kind of a hard one to say. Krakow. So let's put a Halti on that. Build roads. Create a bus. Perfect. And then also, it wants to go Novi Saki. And this one, I'm going to say we want airplane. Let's go to Air 500. And we'll put 2 of them down. Now, Dili wants to go to Pyeongchang. Has a direct path. Water taxi, not real useful. So P Young, oops, P Young Shang. Okay, there we go. We need to do this by air. Stratus Cloud Surfer, we can do that. And anywhere else Dilly needs to get to? Pyeongchang, Leog. Okay, so they're not doing the greatest on the boat to Leoag. So we'll go, let's go with the 780 there. Vadso wants to get to, let's put a fuel depot, hotel. Missouri. All right, so this is going to be a very far plane going here. Wonderful. So these are all just demands that want to be fulfilled. We can speed that up a little bit. See where we stand at time. We're at like 35 minutes or so. And we'll slow that down a bit. Windhawk wants to go to Puebla. So Puebla, PU, EBLA, and they're going to want a Stratus 420. 13,000 or 13,000 kilometer flight. So Praia de Tiez. Let's upgrade these to all the 500s. How about that? Porto Novo is overcrowded. Wants to go to Lome. Ooh. Let's put those up to Halties. Now the other thing we could do is we could go Lome, Porto Novo, and we could put rail down here. Then Port St. Lucie, the West Palm Beach. I'm not sure why that would be the way it is, but let's put rail down. West Palm Beach is overcrowded. Port St. Lucie. We could upgrade this. Let's see. We'll go fuel depot first. And Puebla. West Palm Beach wants to go to Puebla, which isn't as far away as it sounds. We'll go the A500 Aramera. Now, new city is available in Romania. Cluj-Napoca. And it wants to go to Bucharest. And so to Bucharest, we will do, let's do rail. How about that? And then Cluj-Napoca wants to go to Landshut. That one's a little bit farther, so let's go with an airplane. Diaz is overcrowded. They want to go to Praia. And so we're going to need another one on that. The other thing we could do is just get better planes. So Babani is starting to back up decently. And that pretty well eats up our money that's left. Chatham is overcrowded. Let's go to Bridgetown. I'm sure that's going to require too big of a plane. Let's see. Can we find enough money? We could go with this one, the 780. And I think we'll have to just speed it up here. We're down to 28 million. So there's not a whole lot we're going to do. But they need a plane. Tugua Rivo has a bus situation. We could maybe make that a little bit better. Could add another halty in. There we go. That's somewhat useful. All right, we just flipped over there and we have a new city, Alte. If you like that video, like, comment, subscribe. Come back and watch another great video of Viking Me Gaming.